OCD, but messy. Only recently have I come to terms that I have OCD. It is different, not the way it is shown in movies or TV. Since I was small, if anyone had seen my room, no one would have thought that I had OCD. I was a mess. I still am. Very messy. My room is still filled with toys, mugs, hair, paper, candles. The idea of OCD is heard everywhere. To be honest, at one point I was convinced that everyone has a bit of OCD because everyone likes certain things a certain way. Many people like a clean house. But only later did I discover the depth within OCD and how challenging it can get for people who actually have it and deal with it every single day. Nothing I was experiencing at that time was seen on TV, at least not on my TV. Obsessive Compulsive Disorder affects people in many different ways. Some have a fear of germs, some need order and symmetry, and others have recurrent intrusive thoughts. I have tics, yes, but they had nothing to do with cleanliness. Instead, there are things I have to do before going to bed or leaving my room, leaving the house. I remember since I was a child, I used to give myself ultimatums for some reason. If I did not do this, then this bad thing would happen. Lots were even out of my control. If I do not see the moon tonight from my window, I was going to die. I don't know where these thoughts came from, why a child was having these thoughts, but this is a recurrent pattern that I see nowadays in the way that I act. I have to do certain things. If not, something will happen. What? Who knows? I am still trying to figure out how and why these thoughts appeared. It feels like I have always had them. I know nothing bad will actually happen, but I still have this urge and I guess obsession to do certain things a certain way. The thought of not doing them creates a sense of unease and nervousness, like a rush of heat and compression in my body. I must look up at the door before walking into my room. If my shoe scrapes the ground as I walk, then it must scrape again. I count as well. Every slice of banana, every cut I make into an onion, all need to be an even number. Ideally, the pieces I am left with would be even as well. If I serve you a bowl of fruit, you can expect the blueberries to be shared equally in even numbers. If there's an odd number of blueberries, I would have halved one. I just end up giving in to these impulses and these obsessions because I feel like something bad will happen. And I don't know what. This must seem ridiculous, trust me, I know. I have always thought that this has something to do with my weird personality or my anxiousness or something. A hidden secret only I knew about myself and no one would ever know. I never thought that it could be explained as OCD. To be honest, the counting does get annoying at times, but I do not mind it so much. But it was only until I realized this other thing I did that I decided to at least try healing it or understanding it better. I pick my skin. Gross, right? I do not even notice myself doing it sometimes, and then get mad at myself for doing it. My legs are filled with old scars that I picked when I was young. When asked about them, I would say that I had an allergic reaction to mosquito bites. And back then I thought that was the case because I couldn't understand what was my urge to pick my skin. Later on, I picked my scalp. That is hidden, you see. No one can see that unless I go bald. I do not understand why I have this urge. It isn't a little scratch either. I would pick and pick until it bleeds and hurts. I pick during my sleep, and when I am awake, I tell myself to stop, but after a while, my hand is back at the wound. Sometimes I get headaches due to the amount of pain I get from scratching. I don't know why. I can't understand it, only that now I know it is OCD. This can be called chronic skin picking disorder or dermatillomania, both related to OCD. You see, there are all these different elements, actions, thoughts related to OCD. It is a shame that a lot of them aren't explored further in the media. I know that that would have helped my younger self instead of blaming all the mosquitoes for the scars on my legs. There are a lot of reasons and causes of why or how someone gets diagnosed with OCD. Personally, it's probably the lack of control due to past trauma. Having these little tendencies gives me a sense of control, a sense of stability and something that I can control. But it's different for everyone. There is, of course, help out there. There are psychologists, therapists. Just know that you're not alone. You might think that you seem weird, you seem out of the ordinary, people are going to judge you, and some might, but know that there is this large community out there, and you're definitely not alone. I have OCD.